from Charlotte, North Carolina, at a combined weight of over 660 pounds, Rody Rob, Adam Bomb, Bionic Brian, the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast.
And welcome to a special edition of the Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, our Double or Nothing reaction show. And man, there are so many reasons that I am excited right now. Reason one that can you turn your volume down? Reason one I'm excited about tonight is this is our first time being back in studio with each other since the COVID crisis started. So I set up the studio with a lot of plexiglass. We're still being very safe and very smart with what we're doing, but we are all in the studio together for the first time in months, and we are excited about that. I'm also excited, not only that we had a fantastic pay-per-view to talk about tonight, guys, I'm also excited that for tonight is our first reaction show on the AEW discussion group on Facebook. And we'd like to welcome everybody who's on that group to our show and to our family and tell you that you can subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer, and Periscope, and plenty of other places. You can follow us on podcasts if that's your preferred method for watching. But we're really, really happy to have you here, as we are also happy to have our usual YouTube live stream of thousands and thousands of Marked Out fans. Before we go to those Marked Out fans, I do want to introduce to you my colleagues in Markdom. First, to my right, as you're looking at the screen, Mr. Adam to the Bomb. Adam, say hi.
Hey, what's going on, Rob? I'm excited to be back in studio. I don't have to wait for the delay on the timing, and just seeing our reactions and faces is pleasant,
right? Even
through plexiglass.
Right.
It was a task to get this next guy to show up. Mr. Brian.
It was.
He's in his own isolation chamber.
I had to bathe myself in just like hot water before I came over. I used a lot of just, you know,
didn't do the Danny DeVito effect.
Exactly. I had to be pure. I feel like I'm in like a weird elimination chamber type vibe right now. You guys can't see it.
You're in the isolation booth so that we can talk about you without you knowing.
Right.
That's exactly it. So, welcome to our show, and let's talk about some wrestling. Because tonight, boys, we had Double or Nothing from AEW. And we've been excited about it coming up, and a little bit kind of how is it going to work with no fans? I think we don't even need to talk about that. I think that their crowd that they supplied gave enough for us to go, that was good.
Well, the only thing I know for sure is that Joey Janela got no pop.
Thank you, Jesus.
Fuck you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Fuck you guys.
Let me do full disclosures here to all those new listeners we have out in the AEW discussion group who might not know us as well as others. First, we've had a few cocktails tonight, so if we get a little off the rails, it happens. And second, we are AEW fans, but we are not fanboys. So if we see something that we feel like criticizing,
well,
we're going to do it freely. We're going to do it freely, and then we're going to have discussions with each other why we might disagree. If you're like, I don't agree with him, I love Joey Janela, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. I don't, and I'm going to be honest about it. But we're all wrestling fans. Let's put that out there on the table first for all of our new listeners. We get into each other about some stuff, and you might not like everything you hear us say. And that's fine. Whatever.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, I don't like everything that you guys say. So, I mean, even me, like myself, I don't like everything. And vice versa.
Right.
Exactly.
So just because we are happy to be on the AEW group page doesn't mean that we are going to just kiss ass the whole time. Let's go ahead and go to the YouTube live chat board.
I just wanted to introduce some of the lieutenants on there real quick.
Yeah.
Daniel Price, Anaconda Vice, Soji, all joining us. They're just starting to file in because, quite honestly, midnight. This is crazy. I never expected this to go this long.
No, it definitely. No, we didn't know how long it was going to last. Like, is it going to be 11:30? No, change of stream. Is it going to be 11:40? No, change of stream. Welcome, Matthew Salvetti, DJ Caution. Thank you for that great set before Double or Nothing tonight. It was great, man. Go to Twitch
and find over a cave 1,000 views, I think now.
Oh, it was great. I watched it the whole time.
Dude, that was insane.
Let's get to the top topic of the night, in my opinion, and then we're going to start at the top, and then we're going to move our way back to the bottom. And let's go ahead and knock out the Stampede, the Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle versus Matt Hardy and the Elite, or I guess we could say Matt Hardy and the Elite and Hangman.
The Elite.
I mean, can we call Hangman in the Elite?
Sure.
I think as long as him and Kenny hold the belts, he's still going to be part of the Elite.
Okay.
By at least technicality.
By technicality.
Yeah, I can vibe with that.
So we knew it's going to be pre-taped, right? And I think about halfway through it, I was like, oh, they're just going to have it match style. The second half, first half was very much wrestling, with a football field. Let's be fair.
Right.
The second half is where Jim Cornette had an aneurysm.
Well, and they also explored the stadium in the second half.
Well, they did. But they got campy at times, and they got corny at times. And I'm going to tell you this. If you think I'm hating on that, I'm not. I'm absolutely loving the campiness, and I think that's actually a good thing that's going through wrestling in general lately is the ability to laugh.
Well, not just that, the ability to produce something where you can make the laughs, like a sitcom, right? Have a little pre-tape. There's no crowd there. You don't have to pander to, a normal audience. You can edit out when Ortiz falls off a table by showing a quick replay,
right?
So nobody else really catches it. You two didn't catch it.
Well, you brought it up, yeah, and then I got a text from MJ at the same time, so I'm like, oh, you guys are on some other level or something.
Yeah, well, whole another level.
If you watched his feet, you clearly knew that he busted his ass. It was, and that replay was just so quick,
so fast. It was so fast.
Yeah, because they obviously needed to include that spot.
What makes me wonder, why even bother about him falling down and busting his ass? Because you just had Matt Hardy do costume changes in a fucking mini pool. Which is great. I'm not hating. But it's kind of like,
that was one of the fun parts.
Oh, it was absolutely fun. I loved it. That was actually the moment that Brian said Cornette hates this.
Oh, yeah. I said he's rolling over in his grave right now, even though he's not dead. But if he were, he would be rolling. Yeah, fuck it. He's rolling over right now, probably.
Figurative aneurysm and stuff like that.
Right.
Just going through them.
So, as far as the wrestling relevance here, and we can touch on any spot, the Hangman with the horse, going to the bar, I'm happy they took that angle. I was like, if he would have came out with them, I think that would have been counter to what they've been building.
I just don't ever want him on my team for hide and seek.
Who?
Like Sammy was back at the 50-yard line in the ring with everybody, and Hangman's still looking for him, and ends up obviously at the bar.
Right. Which good for him.
Yeah,
and that was a nice bar for a stadium. Yeah. That had to be
really
like prestige level or something.
Right, like VIP or something. Hey, by the way, thank you for telling me because I thought I was just going to be sitting behind just a screen, but you're like, oh no, don't worry about it. I got nothing. I didn't have time. What the fuck is that? Cheetahs?
No, they're just kittens. They're kittens.
They're just playing.
Brian. I thought it'd be just kind of to lighten up the room.
No, I like it. I'm not hating it.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with it. I'm just pointing it out.
Okay. Hey, Jay Hayes, welcome.
Jay Hayes.
Stike is joining us, fellow marked out Hall of Famer. Lots of stuff on the board to catch up with.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
They pre-taped it because Matt Jackson hurt his ribs Wednesday night. They almost had to replace 3 people tonight. So real quick, we know that Phoenix and Britt had to be replaced. I didn't know that I thought the rib taping was kayfabe.
No.
Like I didn't realize that Matt actually needed the rib tape. That's from DP, by the way.
Okay. That's good. Cool. I don't know what to say about that. Go ahead, keep going.
Dyke wants to point out Hangman going over Jericho with the football chalk. Now that was
awesome.
That was definitely when Cornette had an aneurysm. If he wasn't,
oh man, we all had a good laugh over that one. I was feeling bad for Jericho. I'm like, fuck, they're gonna spray right in his fucking eye.
Yeah, Sammy being woken up by the sprinkler. Look, that was fucking hilarious.
I think Sammy Guevara was in the mascot costume. That's my opinion. Anybody
Why?
Else? Just because he's a goofy motherfucker. First off,
so what?
In a good way.
Oh, okay.
This is not negative, Brian.
No, I know. I'm just.
But he's a goofy motherfucker first.
Yeah.
Second, he plays well with Jericho.
True.
And I could see him going, ooh, hey, Tony, can I wear the mascot?
I'll jump in there.
Outfit? Yeah.
So what'd you guys think about the football entrances? Running through the smoke, having the cheerleaders there.
It was great. You embrace your surroundings, right?
Right.
And the inner circle doesn't really have a uniform look like the Elite has had at times, even though they're getting away from it now.
Well, no,
but the football jerseys was great.
I was going to say, I like that the inner circle will wear a uniform. They're these overbearing assholes.
Yes.
That's just kind of what I got. The fuck? Why they have no business wearing football uniforms in a wrestling match?
Right. That's insane. What they would do.
Right.
There was, if I'm going to be nitpicky, and I think it's always fair to be, there were two parts of it that I didn't hate them, but I thought they were kind of pointless, and both of them involved the Bucks. I'm not a huge Bucks fan.
Are you talking about the field goal spot?
The field goal spot was fine with me. The moonsault off the field goal, that was fine. the suplexes, 100-yard suplexes.
That's his thing.
No, but 100.
But 100 yards.
Northern Lights with come on.
They damn near showed us 25 of them.
All right, so I know. I mean, maybe we would have gotten the idea since they had they could have edited it, right? Maybe they could have done like a few less.
And
I don't believe he actually did the whole length of the field.
Totally. No, he definitely did.
And if you're gonna run down the stairs to get momentum for your jump, wait.
Oh wow,
If you're
was
gonna
bad.
if you're gonna run downstairs to get the momentum for your jump, you have to go faster than me. After I went to get a hot dog, and holy shit, their fucking offense is on the field.
Sting didn't run.
Well, also, and you don't want to spill it. He was moving as fast as like you don't even want to spill it.
Yeah,
You're being nitpicky.
No, but that spot would have been just as good.
I am.
Had
More
he
the
just
visual.
gone up and no.
I'm being nitpicky. I admit it. And again, that's my own opinion. Other people might have watched that and went, "Oh, that's amazing. He's running down the one section of stairs slowly."
Right.
That's them. I'm not trying to hate. I am a little bit, but I'm not trying to. Brian, do you have anything from the chat board on Facebook?
Yes. So I just want to welcome Craig Reif. He's up there. He commented. He said the football jerseys will be for sale soon. So there you go. I'm sure they'll be up on Pro Wrestling Tees or the
Jay Hayes over on YouTube Live is saying I would buy a jersey.
Yeah, I totally would.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then we also have Charles Spear. He says, "Can you make sure you fully complete this task and not only half of it, like the belt, half of it, like I guess he's saying that the belt kind of looked halfway finished." Like it wasn't like a fully...
The TNT belt?
Correct.
All right, we're going to get
that's
there.
what he's-
Yeah, we'll get there. Also, I want to mention Jericho challenging the replay, throwing the red flag.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
That was hysterical.
I wish they would have done something more with when they went in the tent together rather than the arguing. I don't know if like he clubbed her or they just end up having sex. You know, fighting. You know,
he comes out and just zips up.
Yeah, no. you know how sometimes people fight. No, have her come out first and have her like, yeah, I just got me some. But you know how people get in fights and then they go into a romantic passion after the fight?
Sure.
I know I'm stretching here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Jericho
you
is
are.
a married man with children, you motherfucker.
So, and Aubrey is also married.
Okay.
Is she?
And a drone
Yes.
is alive.
know
I mean, come on. It's kayfabe,
Well,
brother.
Yeah.
Kayfabe, brother.
Where was Senor Benjamin?
So,
I missed him.
By the way, speaking of that, I was just getting there. So we meet the new natural electronic organism, a.k.a. Neo-1.
Neo-1. Not as good a name.
And did you guys notice how Inner
as
Circle was
bad
picked
card.
off one by one? We duct tape Ortiz to a chair after he gets his literal bell rung. And then we lock Santana in the ice chest. They
Yes.
took Hager out in the bar.
Yeah.
They took Jericho out, chalk-lined him,
Yeah.
and then pinned Guevara. Like, it was a slow, like,
Systematic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it was great.
And I like that Sammy was the guy that kind of took. He took the brunt of a lot of the punishment from the Elite.
But I'm saying you could have just as easily made this an elimination match and done the same way, the way they took them each out.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, you couldn't have made that rule and had this work. But the
But
way
it
they
worked.
did it was fine.
Right.
I see what you're saying. I picked Inner Circle to win, but I'm not angry or upset that they didn't win.
Mhm.
I thought the fact that
You still won predictions.
I still won the predictions,
Oh, fuck.
but I thought the fact that that the Elite got over and stood tall, I think is good because who can take a defeat better than Les Champions in the Inner Circle? They are going to whine and complain and excuse mountain the shit out of them losing tonight, and I think that's going to make for nothing but great TV.
Yeah, there's two ways to do the heel. There's the way where they're unbeatable,
Right.
unstoppable, and there's the way that they win by hook or crook, three ways. And then there's the third option, what Jericho's doing, where it doesn't matter. They
Yeah.
can just whine about it.
Yeah, I lost, but it wasn't fair. You know, there was somebody in the audience had a shiny object and I got blinded.
He's going to call Aubrey out for the bullshit replay. I disagree. Those cameras lied. Did you hear him saying it?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it was all bullshit.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Are you okay,
Oh,
Brian?
yeah. What?
Okay.
No, I was
It's
just
all
saying like him.
bullshit.
No, I'm saying like him like
Wow.
saying that. Like I'm not saying what you guys are saying is bullshit.
No,
I'm
obviously.
saying like Chris being the heel that he is
yeah.
was bullshit. That what he was trying to put across to Aubrey.
Yeah.
That's all. I just didn't elaborate more.
Yeah.
Hey, this is
You're a
something
shitty
new.
ref.
Anaconda Vice agreed with you, Rob.
Yeah.
He says the only spot I didn't like was running down the stairs.
Yeah. Kind of weak. Kind of anticlimactic. Like
What,
you
what,
you
what
could
about
just
the
jump.
excessive celebration after the 100 yards?
That
Did
was
you like?
that was dumb. Yeah.
So everything involving the Bucks was pretty much done.
Yeah, because number one,
in Rob's mind.
the celebration rule is gone in the NFL. You can celebrate now.
Okay, I don't. I have Joey Janela level hate for Joey Janela, but I'm not that jaded on the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks.
I fucking love the Bucks.
Rob's going to Petty Town just on the Bucks.
Well, first of all, you guys don't watch BTE.
I don't hate anyone, you know.
Well, I know you don't hate. You're being the most.
That's not
petty.
true. You hate some people outside of wrestling.
I have met the Young Bucks, and they are nice, and I like them, and they're great people. I'll say that.
I know you like Taco Bell.
As far as them, the tag team, I mean, I don't hate them. I'm not a fan, and it's okay. I can watch a movie with an actor that I'm not a fan of and still enjoy the movie, right? No,
you're jaded. By the way, we have some studio cats in here. If you hear that in the background,
I
missed that.
They can't hear it.
They can't hear that.
No, they
Are
can't
you
hear
sure?
it. I'm sure, Brian. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the Stadium Stampede? It's late and we got a lot of stuff to cover.
I want to get to the next match.
Okay, so let's get to the next match, which would be, and just to put it out there, we're not going to talk about it, but Best Friends defeats Private Party in the buy-in.
Yeah, Best Friends, new number one contenders, cool with it.
Right. So our curtain jerker for the night was the casino ladder match for the basically. I don't want to compare Money in the Bank, but basically they're Money in the Bank. Basically, you get an opportunity,
right?
But it's not like anytime you want, not 24/7. It's you got to schedule a match, right?
Me and Brian, I think we were talking about it. They have their top 5 rankings. I think this is like I jumped the line.
Correct.
Right. But you're still going to have a sanctioned match. It's scheduled. Right. You're not going to come out and say, "Here's my chip."
No, I don't think they just cash in the middle of a fucking Stampede match.
Now, I don't want to jump ahead, but also they kept implying that this was going to set up like he's the new number one contender, the winner of this match. And I don't believe that's the case. I think it's kind of like Money in the Bank where it's a down the road thing.
He's a floater.
Right. Like he can wait to pick his spot.
Yeah. Yeah, that they should define that more. I think that would be good to know.
Because they kept implying tonight that now and everybody who's listening, this is listening, so we already know, but they kept implying that now it's going to be Brian Cage versus Mox automatically because he got the poker chip.
Right.
Well, it is. Oh, well,
yeah, but wait, I mean,
no,
so
I
the
think
Rumble,
he's just got a championship. He could wait 3 months,
well, they did
6
say
months.
against Brody Lee or Mox because that was
they kept alluding to that, but I didn't think that this meant at the next, what is it, All In?
Well, that's the thing is what I'm trying to say is you two are jaw jacking with each other here is that with Royal Rumble it's Mania. It's Mania for Royal Rumble, and with the briefcase it is
whenever you want,
an anytime moment. So you're always bracing for it. In this case, we don't know whether to brace for it or whether to schedule it. Right. So I'm just saying they should be clear there. But let's go through this real quick. Scorpio Sky starts out with Frankie Kazarian. Kip Saban joins in. Darby Allin, followed by Orange Cassidy, Colt Cabana, Joey Janela, Luchasaurus, and then finally Brian Cage makes the appearance. Brian, did you pick Brian Cage as your mystery guest?
No,
I think you changed it.
No, mine was Pineapple Pete.
Oh,
I picked him as the winner, and I picked the mystery guest because I really thought that this guy. No offense to any of the other people here, but none of the other 8 are elevated to that level that would be the main event. I agree Scorpio can hang.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's there yet. Darby can hang. I don't think he's there yet. You bring out Brian Cage. If you saw his TNA stuff, Brian Cage is the real deal, Brian.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even before TNA. But my pick.
And he's not bionic like you.
Well, true. But, I mean, he wasn't actually even my pick. But the way that the match was going, I honestly thought that they could go with Orange Cassidy. Just by the way
you
that
kept
he
saying that.
Dude, he was getting so many spots, and just the idea of him having a chip, because he has no fucking idea what this is. There's so many things that they could have done, or that they can do. It's not. I mean, it's not out of the question. He could win it in the future. But yeah, him not knowing what it is, or him carrying out, there's a lot of just weird shit that they could do with him.
Right. If Orange Cassidy would have won, then his title match would have to have been like the main event of Dynamite one night.
It wouldn't be on the level of
he wouldn't have the card status to do a pay-per-view defense.
Well, it could be a pay-per-view, but maybe not
no. They only have huge ones in AEW.
True.
They don't have
they
don't have 13, 14 a year.
No,
which is what makes I mean, not to get off topic, but which is what makes this such a quality match.
Sure.
I mean, excuse me, quality product.
Right.
Now with that said, you got some matches that got thrown in late. Sean Spears, Dustin Rhodes, of course, Britt being replaced by Ford and Statlander.
He says not to get off topic, but he totally gets
off
topic.
Well, no, because we're probably not going to talk about them much.
Well, I
because
don't know.
They don't have the impact that this one did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when we get there, we'll see.
Okay.
So back to this match. Look, we had the stipulation that somebody could win before all the contestants were out, right? And we had a debate on that on our Wednesday show, prediction show, about would that actually happen? Would they actually do it for the first one, end it before everybody came out? And I argued they could. And obviously you argued they didn't, and they didn't.
Well, and I think the nail in the coffin on that argument
Number
was
9.
the fact that number 9 we didn't know.
Right.
They're not going to end the match without ever not introing the mystery.
If
you
you
can do it down the road was my original argument.
Right.
Don't do it the first time.
Well, now let's play a thought experiment here, Brian.
Yeah.
If Brian Cage would have came out third, then they could have done it. Then they could have had the match
Right.
end before anybody else came in.
Yeah, but they already announced who all the other guys were. It's not like they can't announce.
But
them.
they made the rule. They made the rule that not everybody had to be in the ring.
Yeah, but come on, they're
What?
gonna really take
There's
away
no-
that spot from.
There's no fans. There's no
True.
fans there.
True, but still, I mean, they wouldn't. I feel like they wouldn't announce it.
Well, then they should-
Again, that would be something that's more on like Dynamite.
Again, I'm giving a thought experiment
Sure.
here. That if he came out third, you could
I don't hate it.
easily do it. But having number 9 be the mystery guy,
Yeah.
you
What-
have to go all the way.
What'd you think of Taz?
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Really?
You don't like it?
Random.
Him trying to be a manager
I
role?
mean, I like both of them separate.
he's
yeah.
he's a motivator, man.
Yeah, he is, but I guess maybe I never really watched like too much of him in Aces and TNA stuff that he did, where he was heel, kind of more of a manager and not so much like the mouthpiece, like announcer.
My big thing here is,
Can Brian-
and this is Petty Town, but
Yeah.
like, is Taz too much because you have Arn, you have Tully, you have
No.
all
No.
these people.
No.
I don't think he's too much. It's just a little. It's a little just
Like,
kind of.
but as the coaches, you know, that I mean, they kept alluding to him as a coach. for
32
them.
football teams in the NFL all have coaches.
All right,
coaches,
all right,
trainers.
all right. But
Fight-
like
fight
kayfabe out. All right.
Can Brian? I don't know a lot about Brian Cage.
Yeah.
Can he talk?
Yeah, he can talk. He's funny.
So he
He's funny
doesn't
as hell.
need a mouthpiece.
No, that's the thing. Maybe because
Maybe
he's a
to
heel.
play off somebody.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I really don't know because he has personality.
But remember when Punk, like I hate to compare to WWE, but Punk and Heyman, unlike Heyman and Brock, you know, they had some banter to go back and forth. If
Sure.
Cage can talk, maybe Taz is just there to give him somebody to banter with
Right.
backstage.
Yeah. You can use WWE references here. I mean, it's all wrestling.
Yeah, it's not. Out
No,
of
no.
question.
No,
I
not
know,
allowed.
but we like to try. I'm not saying we can't say it. I just like to try and keep the product on a standalone. I hate to do a ton of comparisons.
No,
Right.
I hear you on a
You'll
ton.
just have to walk across the hot
Otherwise,
coals
I
that we
talk
have.
about Adam Cole. Like that's the reason he has Undisputed, so he has someone to talk to.
Right. All right. So there we go. Casino ladder match. Brian Cage wins it. All overall, you had Jamie Havoc on the outside. Penelope was there. Best friend showed up. Marco Stunt with a mini ladder. That was great. And then of course we talked about Taz showing up. So it was a good match. I thought a lot of kind of ooh and ow bumps. You know, like ooh, oh, you know, some serious. When they all teamed up against Brian Cage.
Mhm.
And then they threw the ladders on him, and they threw the guardrail on him.
Well, they didn't. Oh, Lucha wasn't there
Okay,
at first.
all right. Thank you for. And then they threw the big fucking chip on him. That was good. That was great. I wish that when he finally reemerged, it was more like the camera went to him and he's standing up. I would have liked to have seen him do the whole Hulk out of thing and watch him break out of the
Right,
pile.
everything
He-
just
they
shatters.
did.
Did they?
Yeah,
Really?
they showed him flip the chip, kind of stand up.
I think Rob wanted it to become like particles. Like he wanted everything to just like explode.
Yes.
Obliteration.
No,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I wanted some some Ant-Man shit coming out of the fucking ground as
Well,
a giant.
And,
yeah.
and the reason, Rob, I wanted to point out the Luchasaurus thing is because I think that was a proper build. You had all the little guys gang up on him. You had all the little guys bury him.
Right.
And then where do you go from there? If Luchasaurus was part of that, you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Once he breaks free, he had some one-on-one action
'Cause
with
Luch-
Luchasaurus,
'cause-
and it showed how agile he was.
Right, because Lucha doesn't need other people's help to beat him up,
Right.
or to fight to stand toe to toe. I should say.
Right, but I'm saying it showcased a different part of Brian Cage. At the beginning, he came out monster.
Right.
Now he was showing some agility.
Okay.
And I thought it was great in his debut. I thought he did well.
It was a really good day.
So there we go. That was our casino ladder match.
You want to check in on the board real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and check it on the board.
Soji says Taz as a manager is fair, but I like him better as a commentator. Let's see. Daniel Price says I'm fine with Cage as a wrestler. He's agile for being so swollen. Just makes him like everyone else was scenery to build for him. Makes it come off. That's fair.
What's he saying? He's just
Who's
saying
coming
that-
on what?
He's saying he looks too good. Why? That would.
Yeah, he's saying that the way they have him, he was so agile, and it made him seem like everyone else was just scenery to build him up. The fact that he beat 9 or 8 other guys is just to make him look,
much stronger.
Right. Well, which is a true statement, Daniel Price, but I think it's a good statement because this guy is supposed to be your new contender.
Right.
And we've never been introduced to him.
Right.
You want to make him look good and be a contender? Have him defeat 8 guys right away.
Do that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Interest of time. Real quick, we get grudge match here, MJF versus the Jungle Boy. Look, so we talked a lot tonight about, or in the past shows when we were making our predictions, and usually when we make predictions on everything, and MJ brought this up in our pre-show, is that we're always talking about DQs and hook or crook, which I think are all, as I discussed with MJ, I think are all fair things to consider when you're trying to figure out a match in your head, how it's going to go, right?
Yeah. Especially with someone ringside.
Especially
that's in your corner.
Especially with somebody ringside. So we have all the factors here with MJF and Jungle Boy is you have a faction that belongs to Jungle Boy. MJF has Wardrobe.
Wigwam.
Right. So you you have all these factors, and MJF is a slimy heel, right?
Sure.
In my opinion, this match had to end with at least a hook or crook, a pull of tights, a poke in the eye, something crooked, some fucking brass knucks. But it went straight pinfall for MJF. I'm not mad, but I just thought that was interesting that they're pushing him with solid pinfalls.
I mean that. My thing and my only note I have down here, Rob, because I do agree with you there, but this was a solid match. It just wasn't as hype for the feud for this to be the payoff that it should have been. They did not sell me on this feud for me to really be like, oh my God, I gotta see this blow off, like some of the other ones on the card.
I don't think this was a feud though.
No, not really. They kind of portrayed it like it was. Like this is like the future of AEW, but there was no real build-up.
Yeah, 22 and 24 were their ages.
Right. I mean, and it's true, but there really was no story before. What did they throw together? Like maybe like a week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, I feel like the build. I feel like this whole thing was not about them at all. I think it's multi-parts. I think it's one part to build Luchasaurus and Wardrobe. Wigwam. Wardrobe.
Mr. Mayhem.
To build those two up, which I think they could do better with that, but that's my own opinion. And the other one is to just help continue to elevate MJF as in ring, because a lot of the criticism with MJF is, damn, he's good on the mic. He can talk some shit. He can get people triggered. He's great at that. In the ring, he's okay.
I think he gets the job done like The Miz. His charisma on the mic and everything makes up for the fact that, yeah, he's not going to ever be the showiest wrestler or be the most athletic wrestler
or the biggest
or the most technical or the biggest. He's never going to be the most anything there, but he can be above average on all of them, which he is.
Yeah.
And he can be the most on the mic.
Well, and
that's what he's done.
He's used that. Like he's used that in promos for AEW, even before that, MLW. He said that like he's not the type that's going to go out there and flip and like fucking kill, like go do all this crazy shit. Like he doesn't need, not his thing.
Right.
Yeah. So he uses that as almost fuel for people to hate him because he isn't this like flashy wrestler. I love it. I love the just.
I don't.
Dean Ambrose was that way, not necessarily Mox because he has all the death matches in CZW, but the Dean Ambrose character was that way. Good on the mic, just a little above average in the ring.
Well,
you think he was above average in the ring?
A little.
You think he was, but you're still saying above average.
Adam's done some tours in Puerto Rico.
Overall, like if you go technical, fuck no. Mat wrestling, fuck no.
Speed, fuck no. So
right.
what does he got? What makes him above average?
Mike Sanders
tells a story.
Does he?
Good facial expressions. Good sells.
Yeah, does he? Are they?
I think so.
You got any pictures that I can change up? You got any other?
No, you're gonna do the
I'm
tiger.
just the cat the whole time.
Yeah, just
you're
just
the cat
the
whole
fuck
time.
Up. At least you get to sit next to Sting.
Yeah.
All right. Let me let's see. Sean on the board. Hey, what's up, Sean? Yes. He is saying most rewatchable main event I have seen from an American promotion in as long as I can remember.
The most rewatchable main event.
Yeah, he's praising it. Yeah.
Talking about the main event.
Just the whole event.
Oh, the whole thing.
In general. Yeah. Whole thing.
DP says he thinks it was more of an exhibition for Jungle Boy. You knew MJF was winning, but it was far from a squash.
Really, I don't think the match was good enough to be an exhibition for anyone. Honestly, I mean, it was fine, but as far as any kind of storytelling, I thought that was lacking. I don't know.
Not the match itself. You just mean just build up, right?
No, we're talking about the match
Oh,
itself.
the match itself.
The match itself was a little blah. You know, it was like,
I don't think so. I thought it was a great match.
you're so full of shit.
No, all I said was I thought this
You
was a great
said-
match. I just thought that there was no story beforehand. I wish we could invest a little bit.
No.
Bullshit.
Fuck no.
No.
I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let you say face. But now that you want to challenge it,
Oh,
fuck
I'm not
no.
changing.
Your
I'm throwing the flag.
Your exact words during the match were, this match is a little boring.
Did I say that?
You
Oh, you're right.
totally
I
fucking
did say
said that.
I think that was like halfway through, though. I thought it was just going to end and then that was it. But then it ended up going in like another 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm invested. I enjoyed it. But still, I stick to my guns. I wish this had a little bit more story to build up. Like
He's been turning
maybe a
very
month or two.
politician in the COVID era.
Well, there's a lot of politicians.
Lots
I'm
of
watching news
flip-flop.
a lot.
It's
right?
summertime.
You're just flip flopping everywhere.
Yeah, going back and forth.
Summertime. He's wearing the flip flops.
Yeah.
Uh,
Plus, I'm
so
still
real
in my
quick
elimination chamber cage right
on
now.
the board, Vice says it was a good match. Jay said the match had a good story behind it, and I have to agree with you calling out Brian. The first half was a little slow. Them stopping in the middle and doing the slaps, which wasn't necessarily a bad spot, but it really ruined the pace of the match. It felt like it started over after that, and after that, I thought it was a quality
It did
match.
kick
But
into
I
high gear,
but before that, it was kind of like, okay, we're just seeing what we've seen.
Like breaking in new shoes. I don't.
Yeah, something like
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like, this felt like it was a
The
match that
engine's
had
gotta
a
get
lot of
the oil
story
on it.
behind it, but I mean, it really didn't.
Well, we definitely put a lot of conversation behind it. So let's go ahead and
Right.
move on. The third match of the night, AEW TNT Championship debut.
What a fucking ugly belt.
Let's start with that. Let's start with the belt. Because I think we all agree. My comment was it looks like a small indie promotions, internet belt. Like one of those indie promotions where they don't make a lot of money and they're really just junior high school gymming it with fucking 12 people. Not a good looking belt.
Well, that's what Charles Spear was saying on the board earlier.
I was thinking that it was like the SmackDown tag titles fucked the Raw tag titles so that you got the silver plates on shitty red belt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
Anaconda Vice is saying the belt isn't finished, though.
What does that mean?
What do you mean it's not finished, though? Why would they bring out a belt that wasn't finished, though?
Right.
Daniel Price said it looked like a nickel on a fruit roll-up.
Yeah, I mean, compared to their main, like the AEW, like the heavyweight championship, the world championship, compared to that, like that one is so detailed.
Compared to... I expected this belt to look better than the WWE Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
This looked more
the
like...
Cruiser.
Yes.
Cruiserweight belt.
Cruiser's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. I expect... Okay.
This
I expected it to look better than the U.S. title.
I think
Okay,
this
fair enough.
looked better than the women's title if it was the women's title.
I hate the AEW women's
Whoa,
title.
That's what I'm saying. So
Oh,
this
really?
could
See, I
have
like that one.
This could have been the women's title.
Wait, so you think this one looks worse than, what'd you say, the U.S. title in that other company?
Nah, I don't want to say that.
That's terrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
no, that's
Anaconda
not
Vice
that bad.
is
Nothing's that
explaining
bad.
Yeah, I
himself,
was gonna
guys. Anaconda Vice is explaining himself
What's
about
he
the
saying?
not finished product. He's
What?
saying that due to COVID, the belt designer could not finish the design in time, so that this is just a stand-in belt.
It couldn't stand in a little better.
I
You right over there?
yeah.
my rum went down a little hard.
You do have a mute button,
I'm
whatever. You know everybody
Yeah.
can hear you choke.
No, that's all right.
Brian, you want to check in on the board before we move on?
Yeah, no, everyone's just hanging out. Cautions here. We have Anthony I. He's on the board. He's chiming in. He's saying the belt is terrible, but I heard it couldn't be finished because of the virus. Okay.
That's
That's almost exactly what you.
we talked enough about
Yeah.
that.
all right. Let's get to the match.
Yeah.
All right, so Cody and Lance Archer. Do we think collectively that they showcased Archer as a monster enough in this match? Cody took most of the heat. I mean, no doubt about that, right?
And that's my problem with it. If Cody had stood toe-to-toe with him and had lots of effort to wear him down, I would have been more okay with Cody winning.
Yeah.
The fact that it basically, Cody got his ass kicked for a while, gave the guy a few crossroads, and got the victory. Yeah, you had some side shit. with Archer and Arn, or excuse me, Jake and Arn and all that. We can talk about that later, but my point being is Archer, I don't like the way it was booked. I don't think that Cody delivered enough of a beatdown to
take
earn
down a
the,
monster.
Yes, to earn the victory. Like if you think about in the big days when, Paul White was the big, the giant.
Yeah.
He had to get beat down to lose.
Yeah, you can't chop down a beanstalk with a fucking butter knife.
Right. Or one chop.
Right.
And then they made the Big Show horrible with the groin shot and you can pin him.
Well, sure.
So I feel like this was the metaphorical groin shot, Brian. Like two finishers. I mean, yeah, he got one earlier, but essentially two finishers.
Yeah, it is a little surprising just because of how strong they have been booking.
Right.
So
like a vicious beast.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
And what is he now?
Beast.
3-1. I mean, they pushed him to the moon.
I think this is his only loss.
Yeah, this is his only loss.
But he's only had
so
a
3-1.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
He hasn't had that many.
I mean, it's not like he was 10-0, and then he's 10-1, no big deal.
Here's my criticism of Cody, and I like Cody. I am a fan.
Yeah.
My criticism of him is in addition to the tattoo.
Well,
which is horrible.
Oh, come on,
horrible.
It's not that bad.
The location.
Yeah,
well, I like the tattoo itself.
No.
My problem with him is in both of the situations so far in AEW where he should have been drooling at the mouth, aggressive, and just obsessed with his opponent to the point where you could see the physicality, you could see the emotion. It wasn't there.
He does that in the bedroom for Brandy. That's why.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Come on. Be good. Be
you
good.
said salivating.
Be good.
And
We have a new audience. Let's
yes.
be good.
Sorry, I'm just saying she looked really good tonight.
Okay.
He's been in quarantine.
I'm glad my point got stopped for that. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But so first we had the MJF thing. MJF screwed him over, right? He should have been salivating. You're gonna whip me. You want me to get whipped with a belt 10 times? Oh, I'm going fucking crazy. I can't take it. Whip me, motherfucker.
Right.
Just going crazy. And here's Lance Archer. I've been talking shit. Jake's been putting snakes on your woman. Fucking, I beat up your brother. To the point where we're gonna throw the towel in. He should have been crazy and obsessed, and the emotion does not play off of Cody the way it should in these stories.
Well,
he should change his stories because the vengeful brother or the vengeful scorned, ally buddy does not play well for him.
Well, I'm hoping that him winning this title now kind of turns him. I would love to see him on a heel route.
Sure.
Just go that way and just make like this. Him winning the title, he's just gonna go fucking crazy. Like he doesn't want to lose it. Maybe even get more obsessed over it than he is with like Brandy or something.
Sure, that's fine. I have no problems with him being a heel. Him being cocky and entitled is a good. He plays that well.
When he was the dashing character, I felt he did that really well with the mask and I'm so handsome. He definitely gave a good douche vibe,
right?
If you will.
Exactly, douche vibe. So I just don't think he lives up to what the feuds he's putting himself into in AEW deserve.
Jay is asking, Jay Hayes on YouTube Live is asking about the exchange between Lance and Big Swole. Did you guys remember that part?
I did. I marked out for that. Absolutely did.
Big Swole, for not really having a match out of the crowd members, was the most engaged.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple
times. It wasn't
times.
just this match. Nyla, she kept, they were held in the back during the Nyla match.
Yeah. They held her back against Lance, too, right?
Yeah. That's what we're talking about right here.
I noticed her during one of the matches. I don't know if it was the Lance one. I definitely saw her being very engaged.
So for all those who don't know me, my wife always tells me that, I always pick out the negative and never mention the positive. So if you're getting that trend with me, it's just who I am. It doesn't mean I don't see the positives. I thought tonight had a lot of great stuff. I really, really enjoyed this pay-per-view. Yes, it is very rewatchable, and I am picking out some of the stuff that I don't like. I thought the Arn spot in this match was unnecessary. I mean, I'm not saying I hated it. Mm-hmm. It's fine, whatever happened, but it wasn't consequential to the end of the match. It didn't put Archer in some.
It wasn't the heel being slimy.
Right. Only thing it led to was that almost fucked up suplex that Archer had to go through.
Yeah.
Where it spiked him on his fucking head.
Oh my God.
That was scary for a minute.
I want to see what's on Arn's playbook or whatever the fuck that is. His laminated piece of
he flung that
offensive.
I think
maneuvers.
it's like the Outback menu, and he just put some highlighters over it.
It does look like a Waffle House menu.
It does.
Anaconda Vice says he was agreeing with me. I did wish they beat down Lance like how they had Mox beat down Brody Lee. I do feel that Brody Lee, in his same clean type of finish, got protected more because he got beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Where Archer, like I said, it just wasn't enough, I think, to not – I'd have no problem, like you referred to MJ. There doesn't have to be hook or crook or whatever, but I feel like you should beat down a big guy more.
Right. All right, so moving on here, next match was a grudge match, Penelope Ford and Chris Statlander. That happened because Britt Baker is hurt.
And Penelope Ford was the hottest replacement.
She was the hottest replacement, and so this match happened. I think it could have been a Dynamite match, but it was fine. Nothing.
I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah,
I thought so
too. It was
too.
fine. No, it was a good match. It was good. I mean, there's nothing to talk about.
Well,
unless we're going to go move by move.
No,
Right.
the great camera work at the end is all I wrote down.
Well, but again, this is kind of similar to how the whole thing with how Jungle Boy and MJF, they didn't have a big story to build up to the match. So the match itself, it was really awesome.
Yeah, it was a great match.
I just kind of wish that I would have had a little bit more built up, but that's not their fault.
No, it's not their fault.
It was still fun to watch.
Yeah, that's why I'm just let's move on. Let's go to the next one. Before we move on to the next match, which will be Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears, I do want to tell you guys out there about a couple things we got going on. The first thing is markedoutgear.com. Markedoutgear.com. You can go there. That is our personal apparel line. Where you can find custom-made shirts and fanny packs that Brian designs.
We have a fanny pack. I have all my gimmicks in
here.
here.
Check the tape.
Coffee mugs. It's got stuff from our podcast, some original designs we've created, our signature series, which we really enjoy. So go there, markedoutgear.com. You're going to use the promo code MARKEDOUT, all one word. It's going to get you 10% off your order. But you know what? You can use that promo code for many other places. Collarandelbowbrand.com. That's Al Snow's company. Go there. Again, the promo code MARKEDOUT, 10% off your order there. Belowthecollar.com. No promo code for that one. But we're there. We got some shirts on it. Go there, belowthecollar.com, help support the podcast. And we're really excited about this new one. This our newest sponsor to help out member of the Marked Out family. That is Phoenix Fit.
Phoenix Fit. It's spelled FNX, but it's pronounced yes. Correct.
Phoenix Fit. FNXFIT.com. And if you are, we're all trying to get in better shape. I've been eating vegan, been trying to work out a little bit more, trying to lose some lbs, I'm getting older. I need to work on my cholesterol, stuff like that. And part of that, part of working out and getting in shape
You're trying to recover from your party years.
Yeah. Yes, true. Part of that is you might need some help. At my age, I need some help. I need some the right kind of supplements to make my testosterone start moving again. I need some memory shit so I can start remembering stuff that I often forget.
Like I said, overcoming all the drugs you used in your 20s.
No, I agree. I remember you said that the first time though. Yeah. So if you want to go there, get all your proteins and your fat burners and all your different supplements, that's fnxfit.com. Again, the promo code is marked out, all one word. You get 10% off your order there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on back to Double or Nothing here. And we're going to jump into Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because we got a lot more to do. So Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears shows up in the suit looking all clean and gives us a swerve. Dustin's at home. There's his music. Oh, no, I'm just fucking with you. No, I said play it once. Play it once. And then Brandy comes out looking as beautiful as she always does, distracting Shawn Spears as she would distract any man in his position, and Dustin takes advantage of it. Yep. Not really for long, though.
No, it was a little, I don't know. The whole thing with him coming out in just regular gear was kind of a little confusing.
Well, you mean not regular gear. You mean regular dress.
Yeah, just not ring gear. Right, yeah. Just
ass crack everywhere, Tully on his crotch.
I liked it. That just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I thought they were going to go a totally different way with him, but I don't hate it. It was just kind of, this is different. But him having the whole Tully thing, yeah.
Well, I was about to say, the only positive to him being in street clothes tonight was the fact that we get, Tully the penis Blanchard. I don't know, how you want to refer to it.
Was it maybe just because Tully couldn't be there?
I don't know. No, I think it was just to make him look like a chicken shit, asshole.
Yeah, it's just to completely shit all over himself.
Right.
Self-deprecation.
Right.
I mean, I don't think that the swerve of Dustin not being there was necessary. I don't think it really played anything out.
In a show that went to almost midnight, it was just dragging.
Yeah, I think we could have just had a match and we'd all been happy with that. Again, I think you could have found the way to do the Tully Blanchard spot, but hey, more power to him. He's got one of the 4 horsemen in his pants. I mean, hey.
Yeah. A little weird that Dustin went over, though, I guess.
Is it really? Yeah,
I think so.
I picked Sean to win here. I thought
Right?
Me too.
I thought it'd be a good push for Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they're not done, right? Maybe this is gonna be. Do you think that's this blow off here? Do you see this going forward at all?
I don't know.
They hastily put it together, and the ending didn't really leave anywhere to build. That I think this needs to continue.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying they can't do something on Dynamite, but do I think that this would go to the next event? Hell no.
No. Okay. AEW Women's Championship. No DQ, no count out. Nyla Rose versus Akira Shida. Hikaru. I said it wrong.
Can
Sorry.
I just interject a quick point here, Rob?
Of course.
The women's division on AEW had a lackluster start.
Yes.
But we've said this a lot and a lot over the last weeks and months that it's been getting better. And a lot of times we've said this is the best match so far. This is the best match so far. I felt like once again we need to say that here. I really thought they did a great job not only of putting Shida over, but building her as a contender.
Right.
And I thought, from the arguments with Big Swole to the no DQ, all of that.
Right.
I thought this was a really good story. I liked the spot with the poker chip.
Yep. I like poker chip. I mean, even the kendo stick. I like the whole story that they were telling with the kendo stick, even over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And now having it, that was one of the big things that let her win the thing.
So when we did the preview, the preview show.
Yeah.
We all picked Nyla.
Yeah. When we did the preview show on the AEW discussion group on Facebook.
Yeah.
MJ, who was co-hosting with us, said that Nyla losing was too soon.
And I agreed with him.
And I think we all did. I think his point was valid.
True.
Right?
True.
So do we now looking at that was the situation that she lost the belt. Do we still feel like it was too soon? Do we feel like they've almost abandoned what they were going with their division to go a different direction? Are we overthinking the fuck out of this?
No, I think this is maybe a longer play here because these two have proven that they can do a good match. Nyla won the first time, leading to her contendership that she got the belt.
Right.
Now Shida has taken the belt from her. There's a good warrant for a rubber match, right?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, AEW didn't get rid of their rematch rule, right? They still have the auto rematch.
Well, and there never should be a rematch rule or anything. If it's warranted, do it. If it's not, move on.
Yeah.
Simple.
I agree with that. So we have a new champion now. I don't know the division moving forward. You said that they've been getting better. They have been. They've improved greatly over the past several weeks. Is this a stalling?
Well, that's a good question because now that Britt is seemingly out for
6 to 9 months.
Something that
does she make or break the division?
She was one of the big heels that they were pushing. So
True.
Not that she was, but she leaves a big void in the division. So I don't know who they have planned to fill that spot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at their current roster, I don't know who
I think it's simple.
Who?
Since they said they're pushing off the Brit thing till Wednesday, I think there's a really good potential that she continues to do her role model gimmick, stay on TV, do her rehab. She only has to show up as a taping once, every few weeks. So she could continue her place and use it to take somebody that has less mic skill and be almost their handler to keep herself relevant. And then she could even one day reveal when she's healthy by kicking the shit out of that person and go, I don't need you anymore to keep myself on TV.
I think once a week her and Tony Schiavone should do the commentary for a match.
Love it.
Just those two.
Love it.
You think that's enough, Brian?
I would listen to a podcast if they.
If they did, I'd listen to a podcast only if they were in kayfabe the whole time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on to number 7 here, the final match we have to talk about, I do want to make mention because we didn't talk about it last week because we wanted to make sure, and we'll probably bring it up again Monday night after Raw. We wanted to make sure that what had happened, we all feared was going to happen, didn't happen. we didn't want it to happen, but we wanted to make sure that we didn't bring it up,
Prematurely.
right. So we do want to send our love and prayers and thoughts and all that we can in whatever capacity, our love out to the family of Shad, who was found. And they mentioned of him tonight. And is their name? It's Hannah. Hannah. And that's such a tragic story. 22 years old. Suicide, right? Cyberbullying.
Yeah, that's what.
It's fucking horrible.
It is, and I mean, I'm glad that
Yeah.
Excalibur made note of it. Like, it's honestly like I'm surprised that he actually said as much as he did during it.
Well, and Brian, you missed the start of the show because you were driving over here from recording the pre-show. But the way they did the start of it, that was a big part of their message. It was seemingly like an anti-bullying campaign. Right. The way they were saying their messages, having everybody repeat the lines 2 and 3 times.
Yeah.
Then they put up the graphic for Shad. Then later on they mentioned the Hannah. I mean, and you said Kyrie was close with Hannah in real life. Hannah, sorry.
It's a soft day.
Hannah, I'm Jewish. I'm doing the wrong
right.
pronunciation.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry, but Hannah with Kyrie was close, and with Sheeta back in her former promotion. Regardless of that, I mean, this is still a tragic kind of situation. As
podcasters, and we've been doing this for 4 years now, we've seen and heard some pretty shitty things from people on YouTube and social media and the internet.
Which we've been trolled. Yeah,
we've been trolled, and we've had hosts that didn't want to do the show anymore because of things that assholes had said in the past about them, on the internet. It's horrible, and if you're a person out there that uses the internet to fucking bully people or to just be a dick, right? If you just go on the internet to be a dick,
right?
You should go fuck yourself. Yeah, I just put it out there.
Well, no, that's why the discussion group is awesome. Like, hero of that.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Right.
Like,
we can all argue, have differences of opinions,
right,
and still be friends at the end.
Right.
Well, and that's really what just an overall message of society, like you're doing here, Rob. I mean, that's the thing, is that nobody should bring too much into it. Like, hey, I don't agree with your opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be like, you dumb, bald, whatever. Like
you're a piece of shit.
Right. I'm not going to attack you like that or your personality. I'm going to attack your opinion, maybe.
You're shitty ref.
And that's fair game to attack opinions, but we shouldn't attack each other.
So Kyle actually is saying that Britt is going to be out for 6.
That's not bad.
That's it.
Kyle, yeah.
That must be just an MCL. Originally, I read ACL, and ACL is 6 to 9 months. As somebody who's had
Maybe
one replaced,
tear it,
can you pull an ACL? Do you have to tear?
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it's a ligament either way. So I mean, I guess it could be torn
or strained.
I mean, but the thing is like an MCL, it could have a minor tear. But like a hamstring,
like a wagging
an ACL, I could be wrong. I think they're too tiny. You just tear them. There's no partial tear.
I don't know.
It's not like your pec where you have a big surface area.
Well, you've never seen my pecs, then.
Let's tear our quads together.
You want to compare? You want to see the big surface area of my pecs?
Sure.
Evan, you're late.
What's up, Evan?
Evan's always late. He's always late. Anything on the Facebook?
On Facebook, yeah. Anthony's just been chiming in as we've been talking. He just said that he's not a fan of the women's belt. He said,
nope.
I
Agreed.
hate the women's. Also,
I agree.
Strong words. And then he also was saying that in regards to that I agree.
In regards to the fuck?
I agree he should have been more aggressive in both stories. So I'm assuming he's talking about
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, correct. Yeah, he should have been more fired up.
Some people don't have that notch on their acting radar. They just don't.
But he has it.
I've seen Cody
as Stardust.
No, I've seen Cody in character. I'm a comic nerd, and he's been in Arrow as a recurring character pretty much since one. He and Stephen Amell are
but does he get like psycho vicious?
Yeah, I mean, he's a bad guy.
Does he cry?
I wouldn't say psycho vicious. He gets gritty. No, he doesn't have great acting chops. It's about.
I'm not digging on it.
It's a notch above the Cinemax.
No, look,
actors.
I'm not digging on his acting chops. I mean, there's plenty of great actors out there, and I don't want to say typecast, but there are great actors out there who just they thrive in certain types of roles.
Yeah.
And other roles are not necessarily good for them.
Sure.
And I just think that might be the case with Cody. Is that when it comes to the revenge, you killed a member of my family or hurt somebody I love or whatever, I'm coming for your soul. He doesn't do that well.
Well, and also I made the comment that the current Cody storyline felt a little bit like Kickboxer, except he didn't paralyze his brother.
Right.
Right. Tong Po beat his brother up, and he's got to overcome in the end, by challenging him and making
That's
that
the guy
road.
that had the ponytail thing, right?
Yeah. Tong Po.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Final match we're going to talk about tonight, the AEW World Championship. Just real quick, don't forget to join us Monday night after Raw as we recap all that happens on that show. That's on YouTube Live. We will not have that one streaming on the AEW Facebook page.
It is nice, though, that we, this isn't a Sunday pay-per-view where we got to go
It
right back
is.
to
Oh,
back.
it's so good. So good.
Saturdays is nice.
I ain't got to
do
work
enjoy
tomorrow.
this.
Yeah, it's great. So Moxley and Brody Lee. A rivalry renewed from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, WWE. Both guys now seemingly free on their creative angles that they wanted to play, seemingly more free on their in-ring styles that they would like to utilize, and on a program that gives them just a wide range, right?
Sure.
So I say with all that said, definitely a better match than I saw from either one of them, either against each other or mostly with anyone in WWE. I just want to put that on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything. I mean, even if they did have a match that was that long, it wasn't a one-on-one. Definitely not a one. I mean,
Right.
It'd be like a tag match. Yeah, the fact that they had that much time to do all the shit that they did and go outside of the ring and
Yeah, the refs got to get their shit together. I don't know what's going on I don't know what's going on right now with the officiating in all the brands. I mean, WWE,
Talking
NXT,
about the inconsistency?
yeah, AEW. It's like in WWE they're disqualifying people for throwing them into the ring post,
True.
right? In fucking AEW, they're like, yeah, just fucking you can stay out the ring
Right.
for 30 minutes, and you know what? Hey, use every weapon you want.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation, right? So, why not just go ahead and they should have made this a no disqualification match. Again, I'm being nitpicky. I enjoyed this
Yeah.
match. I really did enjoy this
because
match.
they'd used that stipulation with Sheeta and Nyla. You couldn't do two in the same thing, but they could have called it falls count anywhere. They could have made something up.
Something to justify that. Again, being nitpicky, but I think rules matter. I mean, if we're portraying a combat sport, right, and we're adding soap opera-esque storylines to it, which is what wrestling is. Sorry if you didn't know that. Then let's get some boundaries, right?
But you can agree, and I'm going to steal this on the board. Evan Soji, he's arguing with Soji on the board. He says he lost to a DDT through the ramp, two DDTs in the ring, and a sleeper. Then so he passed out. I bitched and moaned earlier that I don't feel that they did enough to beat down Archer and keep him in that echelon that he's supposed to be. I feel they did with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Similar. Yeah, I'm
felt,
with you.
because I thought it was a little too soon for him to lose clean or submit clean. But the way they did this match and the way it told the story, I'm kind of partial to what the board is saying that this might be match of the night.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, we're ignoring the Stampede? We're talking about just wrestling matches here.
Yeah,
in that comparison.
Yeah, because you can't really compare. I mean,
Right.
one was very entertaining and a great product.
Yeah.
The other was a great match.
I would agree that this is match of the night. And I would agree with that because of I think the viciousness of it, which we talked about. Cody was lacking in his match, which I think Archer deserved that kind of retaliation to really put him over, more than he already is. Look, there is no doubt that AEW has fantastic wrestlers, Brian. There is no doubt. There is no doubt that bell to bell these guys can go.
I don't like where you're going.
There is no doubt that there a great number of wrestlers on AEW, when they are given the freedom to do some jaw jacking, they do it well.
Yeah.
There is no doubt. I do think that when it comes to the story of matches, telling the story in the ring, I do think that is somewhere that they can improve.
How so? Like, do more or do less?
I'm
trying to understand your
I'm
point.
generalizing the entire night of wrestling.
Okay.
Right? And it felt like a whole bunch of good matches.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a whole bunch of good stories.
Well, I mean, that's an episode form in the middle of the week.
But
you want to
major
tell your
pay-per-view.
story for the week, but tonight, I mean, you can't really, unless you have overlap of everything, unless Cage came out to confront, Mox at the end after he retained, unless you have,
I get that.
I mean, it's just a really tough position to tell a story in a pay-per-view when you're trying to end stories.
I guess
potentially.
what I'm saying is I didn't feel the emotion, with the exception of the Mox match with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the emotion in any of the matches tonight. It didn't feel like Cody wanted to destroy Archer, right? It didn't feel like, it felt like Brian Cage went in there and beat up a bunch of people to get a chip. It didn't feel like everybody was desperate to get that chip. It didn't, we can go to the other matches and I already deleted them out there. Sean Spears and Dustin Rhodes. It didn't feel personal. It didn't feel like.
Well, that one was thrown together on the go
I
home
understand
show.
it, but I'm
That's
just saying.
a bad example.
I'm saying that when you get into a ring with somebody, even for a little reason, if it's enough reason to make you want to have a match with them, there should be some emotion to that. It feels like the wrestling is wonderful, but maybe it's so much focus on that a lot of times we lose the emotional connection of the bell to bell. And maybe nobody understands what I'm saying right now. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. And maybe I've done too many drugs in my life.
What about, the fact that there was no crowd? Do you think that has anything to do with it? Like the fact that they couldn't,
they can't play off a crowd.
They can't play off of it. I mean, Cody is one of the ones that does that. Mox, especially, he's another guy that does that.
Yeah, maybe because they don't have a crowd to play off of, and the emotion from the crowd they could feed. Maybe, And again, this is not a game changer for you.
Sure.
I'm not saying, fuck, I'm gonna go watch something else. I'm fucking done.
No, it's a fair statement, though.
I feel like that. Yes, wrestling is great, and I want wrestling to be powerful, but I want to see some really cool moves that I've never seen before. I do, but sometimes I want to feel the emotion. Bringing up WWE, I remember as a kid watching Big Boss Man and Hogan. Those weren't the greatest matches ever, but the emotion and the story they told in it, and emotion that I felt during that match, I was, I could feel that, and I could get involved in it.
I feel like a better example is when Hogan slammed Andre. That's a horrible match, but everybody remembers seeing that. Everybody remembers that iconic moment. I did. I don't think that goes to my point at all. But
I was gonna say Boss Man and Al Snow.
Yeah. Sure. No.
Boss Man and Big Show.
Yeah. Al Snow. Al Snow took his fucking
Pepper.
Took Pepper. I mean, Al Snow was out for blood.
Yeah.
That's a great example of a feud in the past that had so much emotion, and that emotion was also portrayed in the ring.
I was actually kidding, but now that you say that,
yeah, I mean, but in the ring, it was like you could tell there was a personal hatred there that was being portrayed.
Sure. I now understand what he's saying, and I 100% agree.
Right.
I absolutely do. There has not been that emotion-driven storyline where somebody's got to. I mean, and two also
they set him up.
Yeah, Cody's been the one that they've booked in it. Maybe this is a fault of putting Cody in it. Maybe if they try to do it with somebody else, because I thought Mox handled it better when he was chasing Jericho.
Right, but okay, so
so I thought they have the formula there, but not just not always the right execution.
Well, another one is Darby. Darby was in the storyline recently.
Yeah,
where I'm trying to remember.
He lost his voice with Sammy.
Yeah, with Sammy and all that, and it was great wrestling, and they had some good back and forths, and there was a story there, but it felt like it fell flat towards the end, story wise, not wrestling, story wise. It felt like it fell flat.
It was tough to go without his voice the whole feud.
I know, but but they didn't play
the flashcards.
If you're gonna make that turn, work that angle.
What do you want him to do? Like sing opera and reveal that he has?
No, it was just the match didn't feel right. It's just the match didn't feel like it was resolving what had happened.
I hear you.
That's just me. And
Fair
again,
enough.
I love AEW. For all you out there that's like, oh, this new podcast, I fucking hate this Rob guy. He fucking hates AEW. No, I don't.
Yeah, we hate you though.
I criticize things. I criticize things that I love. Right? I love wrestling.
Right.
And I want it to be the best that it can be. Right? If I didn't give two shits, if I just hated everything about it,
right,
fucking talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, you would just give an A, B, C grade. You'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a B.
Yeah, it was a 5-star match. I'd be Meltzer. It's a five-star match.
It's like when you love your dog so much. Like,
Tokyo
you just
dog.
like, I want to squeeze you like in like so much. Like I want to squeeze you so much. You know?
Is he having a Lemmy moment?
I'm
Or
glad
no,
that
is
you
that-
bring that up.
You're very
Like,
pretty.
I
What?
think that it is underrated when somebody has a 5-star match that you have to mention, the emotional connection. When you have that, like, wow, I can't believe what I just watched. Like,
Right.
you have to, like, just digest it for a second. Maybe even go back and replay it. Like most
Yeah.
of the AEW pay-per-views are replay worthy right now.
And I know we're kind of overseeing them together, but a good example is, Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah.
When their matches are going, they're great wrestling, but you can feel,
Sure.
you can smell the stank of emotion.
Right.
The hatred and the, yeah.
Well, I mean, you said you didn't think Cody had it in him, but what about? I mean, Cody versus Dustin. It was certainly there, right?
No.
No,
Come
because
on.
there wasn't as much consequence. Like these others have felt consequential and important. That one did not.
I
That
thought-
felt like, hey, I'm throwing my brother a bone.
Right. I thought I liked the embrace at the end of their match.
Yeah.
It was great. It was touching. I was even touched by it. Touched by Rhodes. But I don't think Cody plays the angry well. The hatred well. That's fine.
Evan on
He's got a
the
lot to be happy about, in his life.
Right.
So good. Yeah, great for him.
Evan on the YouTube board says he felt the emotion when Sheeta won simply because of the Hana stuff.
I agree with that.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Price he says Sting and Flair, all kinds of emotion, and the wrestling was good too. So you can have both.
Yeah.
It's it's not like one or the other.
Right.
Yeah. And again, not knocking AEW. I enjoyed the entire night.
Sure.
I'm
Totally.
nitpicking.
Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, hey,
Hayes-
it would be bad not to, right?
Jay Hayes is saying that Bucks versus Page and Omega had that.
Yeah, definitely.
They had a
don't
lot
think
of
so?
flips.
Oh, fuck you. Hey, we need to talk about it. No,
I'm just trying to trigger
no
you.
FTR
No FTR.
or Revolt, whatever the
Evan's
fuck they are.
saying no emotion in Cody Dustin. If that was a retirement match for Dustin, if he lost it, I think you would have had bigger emotion. The fact that
Yeah.
it didn't have the consequence. If you ever listen to our Who Won Wednesday show on Wednesdays, we always think that consequence is king.
Right.
Because what is the point of this? If it's just a match, that's great. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's analyze it just as a match. If you want to analyze it as a big deal and have an emotional connection, then it has to have the emotional connection.
Right.
Yeah, and Evan Wright on YouTube live chat board, you are not listening to my words. You are doing this whole I'm not saying
Rob's
that
always making friends.
I'm not saying that Cody and Dustin had no emotion.
Yeah.
I actually literally just said that the ending sequence was great, and even I watered up for that. So obviously that had emotion. The build up to Cody and Dustin through all the packages,
Sure.
right? Very emotional. That's fine. I am not arguing that point. I'm saying that between the ropes, I didn't feel the same desperation and emotion that I felt from the build up, or
Talking about
even
Cody
the
or
after.
Dustin?
Both. Dustin Moore. No, Dustin Moore,
Moore,
obviously. Yeah.
Right.
Dustin's much better at it.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say to knock Cody. I like Cody.
Right.
I'm just these are my nitpicks.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Speaking of not knocking anybody, MJ wants to make sure everyone knows that at least somebody out there on our chat boards loves Rob because he says he loves Rob.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
at least somebody likes you, even though you're
That's
not
true. The
very
board is usually
friendly.
pretty rough with you.
I made a friend. Better than an Anaconda Vice ass.
That's true.
Yeah,
See,
that's
this
very
is why
critical.
you don't have any friends because
Ah,
everybody
fucking-
else you shit on.
fucking good. All right. So all right. John Moxley wins the belt. Brody Lee's gonna retains the belt. Thank
Right.
you. Brody Lee's gonna take out his frustrations on his Dark Order people. I'm sure he's gonna punish them in some capacity.
Do you think he's away from the belt? Do you think there's any potential rematch or
No.
reason?
I think he's gonna have a whole, Brian. What do you think? I think he's gonna have a whole thing where he's he failed, but he's blaming everybody else, and he's
Who are you talking about now?
Brody.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little weird that there wasn't really too much interaction with the Dark Order, right? Like Alex Reynolds was there,
Yeah.
came out in the beginning, but there wasn't really a lot of fuckery going on.
Yeah, you figured there'd be a lot more, right? I mean,
Yeah, nothing really.
you got what, 12 fucking people?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, where was 10, by the way? Oh, his arm is broken.
Yeah.
Never But on the board, actually, on the Facebook board,
I would even know who 10 is. I saw like if he came out unmasked and didn't have the 10 on his chest
over his nips,
I would have no idea.
Paul Seacrest on the board is saying, I can't wait for your take on the unveiling of the TNT Championship title. True that it's unfinished. That's what a lot of people are saying. They're saying that it's unfinished. I think where you brought that up earlier, right?
Well, no, the board was
the board
bringing it up. I think Anaconda Vice was saying, and he was even mad that we blew past that this is potentially unfinished. If that's true, that's great. I think I would rather have you say, fuck, the belt didn't come, than here's a temporary thing for your inaugural champion to walk around with. This piece of shit that's I don't like the way it looks.
Okay, that's better.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a piece of shit. It's not something any belt you.
We still haven't seen like the close-up details of it. We haven't looked at it.
No, it's very bland.
With the exception of the women's belt, when the other belts were unveiled, I was like, cool.
You had me on the first part of what you were saying there, Adam. You did when you were saying that.
I jumped the shark when I said it was shit.
Yeah, when you were like, they should have just said it didn't get done in time.
Right.
Who in the world would not understand that right now?
Yeah. What are they gonna say? So see what had happened was.
Right. Fucking coronavirus.
Right. Weird stuff is having effect in supply chains, like
that's true.
For instance, like just weird things like they can't make cookie dough ice cream because a third party makes the cookie dough and they haven't been staffed. Like shit like that is just really weird that you don't think about. And maybe there is something. I mean, they did say the belt designer couldn't finish in time because of COVID.
Yeah.
My question is, hey, you're a belt designer. There's not like a factory of belts, like people that go into a belt designer.
Yeah, you think he's got a mill, a lathe, or something, and he does it in his backyard.
He's got a workshop at his house.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
He's literally got nothing to do right now.
Right.
He's sitting at home.
You don't even know who the fucking.
No, but this was a joke that somebody put out there about real life, and it applies here. That all the fucking people that said, "Oh, if I only had time to do this, I would do it." Well, a lot of people have had some time since they're quarantined at home. This is something that, I mean, a craftsman should be able to do at home. A painter could do at home.
We don't know.
A writer could do at home.
Fair enough.
We don't know the story.
I don't know the story. I'm just speculating.
But what you're saying is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm just being logical about the approach to it.
Yeah, it's like
not dismissing it or saying it's right or wrong.
You couldn't go to Michael's and get like something you had to glue onto it. Right. All the hot glue was at Michael's. I couldn't order it on Amazon because Amazon was going too slow.
Do you think this was the Michael's alternative?
It's not essential. Michael's doesn't know.
Hobby Lobby.
That's my point. So you could blame it on that. Like, I couldn't get some. Yeah, Brian's he's about 3 sheets of the win.
Well, I mean, no, not really.
I drank all the beer.
Yeah, and I drank all the pizza. And I mean, everyone is just saying that they don't like the red belt. That's what MJ's saying on the board also.
Yeah.
We have a show in our archive called Red Belts Suck, and it was long before this debuted.
Yeah, fucking
universal.
All right. Can you give me is anything on Facebook with the AEW discussion group that you'd like to read from the board? From
Vice says it looks like the NWA TV title. I think off air, Rob, you said that.
I did. Let's see. It's not reloading on my part right now.
Okay.
So you can come back.
And Evan wants to give another big shout out to AEW. Says for them even mentioning the virus and the deaths this week through their messages, and Shad and Hana.
Actually, what I do want to do. I'm sorry, not to. I agree with you, but I want to thank DJ Caution for fucking hanging out with us for the first hour before the buy. That was a fucking blast.
That was a lot of fun.
You can go back and watch it. I think it's up on his. Actually, you can watch it on the board. You can watch it on the discussion group board, but you can go back onto his Twitch page. Was it? It's actually
DJ Caution.
It's just DJ Caution, yes, with a K. It's not Caution 61. It's
right.
DJ Caution with a K.
That's right.
He updated it.
So,
yeah,
I'm gonna try to get Caution. See if we can't get him to stream from our YouTube page as well.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I like that. Yeah. You all right?
Yeah, I'm great. Are you good?
One thing we did mention, and
bag right here.
Since Brian's checked out, I'm now checking both boards. That's why I was quiet.
Oh no, I'm here, brother.
Facebook Live, MJ's talking about it real quick. He says he's surprised Mike didn't knock anyone out. I felt like if anyone he was going to knock out was Jake in that one spot.
I did too. Mike looked good.
He looked great.
Mike looked good. If we're going to go Petty Town, Mike is fucking with his shirt to try and put it back on and doesn't even see the 3 count.
That's all right.
That's just a Petty Town. Like, he's out there. He had the huge spot. He flexed. He got his moment. Then he's looking down, like almost like you looked at your phone.
Yeah.
When you have this happen all the time, Rob.
Yeah.
Your wife texts you, you miss the ending of a match
all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
All the fucking time.
Right.
Oh, Evan Wright says, I didn't know this. I didn't
What?
I didn't pay really close attention to the pre-show match.
Yeah.
Private Party, apparently their finisher, they use the Crime Time's finisher. That's cool.
What was Crime Time?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I wasn't watching wrestling when Crime Time was on. That was during my 10-year hiatus when I was chasing
You're on sabbatical.
chasing women and drinking.
He was chasing hiatus.
Right.
Hiatus.
Hyenas.
You know, there's women on the AEW discussion group, so Adam, let's not run those off because you ran all the YouTube women away. You ran all the YouTube women and all the podcast women away.
Making jokes.
You're horrible. Adam,
Sorry, I have dad jokes.
Adam is sexist and racist, and no, I'm kidding. He's not.
No.
He's not.
I am Jewish.
He's not. He just
Yeah.
undercover sometimes doesn't know what he's saying.
Right. It's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I should tell you a story. If it was on YouTube, I would tell it. Well, I'll save it for Monday.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But real life, like this dumb insert foot mouth situation.
All right. Anything else on the
Like
board
right now.
before I do my little closeout here?
Thanks for saving
No.
me.
Okay. So thank you so much for having us on AEW discussion group on Facebook. We can't wait to be back there Wednesday night following AEW Dynamite. We will be back on the AEW discussion group on Facebook. We hope to have you all follow us there. Please follow us and subscribe to us and like us wherever on YouTube Live and Twitch, and as well at Podbean and iTunes, and rate and review us. We'd certainly appreciate that. And Spotify,
Hit that bell.
iHeartRadio, hit the bell so you know every time we go live on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you can go to Marked Out Wrestling on Facebook. I think it's at Marked Out the number 1.
Yep.
Is how you can find our page on Facebook and like us there, markedoutgear.com, blah, blah, blah. If you're a wrestling fan, then and also a WWE fan, which Brian's on the fence, but I'm a fan of all.
Well,
I invite you all to join us here Monday night, following Monday Night Raw, for our recap that we do every Monday, where we talk about, not only do we talk about Raw, not really SmackDown so much because we don't watch SmackDown.
no.
But we talk about Raw, but we also talk about some of the dirt sheets in the wrestling world.
Just talk wrestling.
We just talk wrestling, with Raw involved, right? So join us there Monday night on YouTube Live, Twitch Live, all the Periscope and Mixer and da-da-da-da-da. So thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
DP says I ran Kiera off. She was the only chick here.
Yeah, she's like, I'm tired of Adam. So if you've never been to our show before, we all have our own little sign-offs. So we can go ahead and give it. Brian, why don't you give your sign-off
I don't
first?
even know. I mean, it's been washed.
You don't remember?
Wash your fucking
He had so
hands.
many shows that were canceled, he doesn't remember his
Well,
sign-offs.
sabbatical.
You used to have a pretty good
Sabbatical.
sign-off. I can't
I mean,
remember
there
what
was
it
the one with the banana. Get
Yeah,
the fuck out of here. But I mean, that's been years, bro.
Do that one. Go ahead.
I don't even remember it. What was it? It was like
Make like
let's
a
make
banana?
a banana. Get the fuck out of here. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But that's why I like it.
Adam,
That's-
what's your normal sign-off?
Mine is tune in next time, same smart time, same smart channel.
And mine is mark out like no one is watching. But we're going to finish tonight with wear your mask.
Right.
It's not about you. Wear your fucking mask. Wash fucking hands. Have a great night, guys.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by U-Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle RavePro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.